coasters?
Well, these I got them off Amazon, but the mics I got them from Florida, like on OfferUp.
Oh, wow.
And then at the little stand things, you get them at Amazon. They're like
That's cool.
they were like $10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of this was like a lot of the stuff like I already had, but like the like table already had it.
Your voice.
My voice, my gorgeous face was already there, you know. But no, I mean, I ordered a mixer, and then yeah, I mean that's pretty much all you really need. It's not a lot.
Like for smoothies and stuff.
Yes, exactly. So, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
How are you?
good.
That's good.
Finally, good to have you on the show, man. It's been a minute. I've been trying to get you on here for a while.
Mm-hmm. Busy man.
Yeah, I know. Fucking busy life. It's crazy how busy we get and what like life is like now for us. You know, like I remember being like, I don't know. I just remember being in high school like not worried about anything. You know, no fucking obligations.
I know. Back in high school, I was sleep like 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day.
Yeah. Now I'm so busy. I sleep 10 hours a day.
That's crazy, man. I mean, yeah, bro. Nah, I mean, I could do that, but it's like it's rare. It's rarer now to like go on and do like. I think the only times I'll do like less than 2 hours of sleep is like weekends.
No, yeah, I don't really get to sleep anymore, and I don't take naps anymore. I don't even get much sleep anymore.
You don't take naps?
No, I don't have time.
What?
Well, I mean, like I'm just too busy doing stuff. Like I wake up late and then like do whatever. I wake up really early and do whatever, and I'm just in time for that.
What do you do that's making your life so busy?
Mostly school.
School.
Yeah.
Are you on campus or you?
I still drive there.
You still drive there?
So my class is at 8:30, and I have to wake up around 5:30.
You have to wake up at 5:30?
Because if you leave anywhere near 7, you're gonna get there late.
Traffic.
Yeah.
And is it like classes every day out of the week, or what is it like?
That morning class is Tuesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, Wednesday, it's later on. But even then, like, there's not much you can do before that class starts, and you gotta drive there too in traffic. You gotta drive back in traffic, and it's like that wastes so much time in the day. And you gotta do all the homework and all that, and it's a lot. Yeah,
and then you're not working no more, or you shut that place?
I work less now because of school. I can only work 2 days because every other day I'm in school.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday and Saturday, so it's like
you're still drowning kids and shit.
Yeah, still drowning kids, but we're gonna get a raise soon, so that's good.
That's cool. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Hours, yeah.
How many kids are you seeing a day? Like, or what is it? What is it like? What does a daily look like?
A daily, I guess, is like something like 60 kids, maybe.
60 kids?
I think so. Hold on.
Children?
Is my math right?
Fuck, that's crazy. What do you do? Tell the people.
Yeah, like 40 kids.
Tell the people what you do.
I teach kids how to swim. I'm a swim instructor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
really fun.
That's cool. And when you're doing that, like what is the age variance? Like what's the?
It can go anywhere from less than a year old up to 18.
18.
Yeah. Generally, we don't see much 18-year-olds, but we usually get like 3 to 11.
What's the oldest kid you've worked with?
18.
18.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah, and was it like a describe it? What is that like?
They were special needs, so it was a little different. But they were also really tall.
Yeah, the only reason why I was telling you to describe it because I didn't want to like be rude.
No, like I'm not a big person.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah.
But granted, like, you're in the water, so if you manipulate it right, you can lift their weight pretty easily. But even then, doing that for a whole class plus the other kids in the class, because there were other kids in the class, it's really hard, especially because like they gotta sit on this step so they don't fall in the water. And if you're taking up like most of that step because you're 18 and everyone else is like 9 years old, and they're all bunched together, like just like they're all wondering why is this person in this class?
It's a big ass kid.
Big ass kid, yeah. But that was kind of funny, but I mean it worked out, I guess. So yeah.
And do you like use do you use what you learn like through swim and through water polo, like
somewhat? Mainly I use what I learned whenever I was being taught how to swim, because I like think, okay, well, I struggle with this.
Yeah.
How did I get told to figure that? How did I figure this out? How did I like make it better?
Yeah.
Anything like that. And for swimming, you really don't use much of it because most of what we did was laps and endurance and stuff like that. Okay. Like conditioning. But for them, they don't know how to do any of that. They don't know how to swim. So it's like, how do you get them to float?
Yeah,
how do you get them all that?
I mean, you think about, well, I mean, as a kid, obviously you're like, okay, I don't know. Learning how to swim as a kid, where learning how to swim as a big kid is like different. Is different for sure. Mm-hmm. And like, what is your approach? I guess going into a kid that's like a small kid,
a small kid.
Yeah. What is your approach on that?
Well, usually you gotta see how where they're at mentally too. Mm-hmm. Because kids are all different like points in the spectrum of that. Some of them like aren't very strong-willed, mm-hmm. or they're very scared, or they just like weren't raised to where they do a lot of things. Yeah. So they don't want to do things that they don't want to do. Yeah. And some kids are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Or like, oh, I'm just gonna drown myself. Like they just jump into the water, they can't swim and they can't breathe. And like, oh well, this is fine. And you just gotta pull them out and like it's all different things.
How do they like? They just fucking go.
Some kids just go. Like they'll just go and like he doesn't even know how to swim and they'll just jump in and like, dude, you're gonna drown. Like you gotta pull them out. Mm-hmm. And some kids won't even want to go into the water. And even if they can swim, like I know they can swim because I've taught them and like they know how to do it. And they do it whenever you push them to do it. They'll do it, but mm-hmm. they don't want to start that process. You have to kind of push them. Mm-hmm.
What do you do? You just do you actually push them? Or
no. I mean, like I sometimes I guess I push them. I like kind of hold them and kind of move them. Yeah. But generally, it's like hey, look, it's all right. You know, maybe I'll put it closer, and then like mm-hmm. they'll do it by themselves and put it farther away and farther away. Yeah. Or just like push their limits, like make them do things within their range that they can actually do, mm-hmm. and then like incorporate something that they don't want to do into it. Yeah. Like if they don't want to be on their back, okay, you're on your stomach, and then all of a sudden I flip them over to the back, and like, holy mm-hmm. shit, you know, they got to keep kicking and like, to stay up. Yeah. And you kind of help them a little bit so like, they don't completely go underwater, and then you flip them back over, and then like that way they're back into that comfortable one. Okay, mm-hmm. this is good. But then you put them back, and it's like.
And what is your approach whenever you're doing like older kids, like your
older kids?
Yeah, older
like
kids.
The more advanced kids.
The more well, not more advanced, but I said the ones that are just cognitively on a different level, they're just older. You know, they're just more mature.
So that depends. I wouldn't say mature, but it depends more on where they're at mentally again, but mm-hmm. in a different way. Mm. Like if they have some kind of condition, what condition they have, or what their behaviors are rather, because their condition doesn't define them. It's how they are. Yeah. So there's some kids who were. Sorry, this is bugging me. You're good. Some who were really good at swimming, like they would kick their feet right, they would mm-hmm. move their arms right, they would come up to breathe right, they would like maybe not perfect like a Olympic swimmer, but like they would do it in a way that didn't make them stop swimming. Right, they would keep going. And then there's kids who just they don't even kick, they don't want to kick. You know, it's like a
they freeze up.
Not they freeze up. It's just more of like they don't mind being in the water. It's just like they don't understand why they're in the water. They think it's different than we do. So it's like they don't even know what they're doing there. It's like it's crazy. Like, why am I here? You know,
it's crazy when you hear like adults that don't know how to swim.
That's different, yeah.
Like what?
Because this is more about disabilities, but adults don't know how to swim. We I think at Lifetime they had adult classes too, and it was kind of funny seeing them because like these people didn't know how to swim, and some of them were scared, but more because of like they just don't swim. They're not around water. Yeah. And you see them kind of like slightly go down. They start screaming. But more like and like, I'm okay. You know, that kind of thing. Because they can just stand up. Mm-hmm. Versus like, I'm going to die. There are some people who like that. But those people generally have some kind of like debilitating thing going on. Like a phobia or something. Mm-hmm. Like something up there. Something like that's like, oh, this is really scary for me. Mm-hmm. Like traumatic even. Yeah. That's different.
And do you deal with people like that too?
I've had a few kids who were like they have some kind of thing going on where they're like debilitatingly scared of the water.
And it's like what is that like? Like there's like screaming like.
It's kind of strange because like you might dismiss it and not like you, but people might dismiss it and think like, oh, this kid's just playing around because they'll scream and kick and then you put them back and they're fine, and it's because like. It's a phobia. They can't control it, and it's like they'll freak out. But then once they're back in a safe place, they're kind of like, okay, actually, I'm okay. You know, I'm good. Because like that screaming isn't their natural like way of being. It's being chill, and then you put them in that, and they start like freaking out. Yeah. I had a kid who she knew she was older. She was like 9, 10. She was like like conscious and thinking and she knew she had this fear, and she was super direct and like calm about it normally. And she's like, if you put me in the water, I'm gonna freak out, but. I know I'm in swim class, so let's try it. And like we tried things, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Think of it. She was in the water, and you put it back. She's like, "Oh, okay, that wasn't that bad." I was like, "Yeah, actually, that wasn't that bad." You know, for the kids screaming, but it's a process, and you really got to get them used to small things. And like once you do that, you can kind of go up, and it worked. Like she was moving up, but then like I think they took her out of classes. She's not in classes anymore.
Well, I mean, even in that short amount of time, she still learns something. Yeah, you progress, and it's like she's gonna take that little bit of knowledge that she learned from that one experience, and she's probably not gonna remember who the fuck you were.
Probably not, but it matters that she remembers that experience. Yeah,
and then now she's gonna.
That's how I try to teach to swim, because a lot of people there don't know how to swim. They're not swimmers,
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But the problem with that is that they tend to teach from the list, because we get kind of like a list of like what to go through at each level.
Yeah, and that's all. That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, whenever you're teaching, are you very structured? Do you follow that list, or do you you kind of wing it? You make your own little thing.
I kind of wing it. The list helps because it's like the backbone of what they should be, where they should be at in that level.
Right.
It's not really by age range, but age does unfortunately have some kind of like influence in it. Because if you're a small kid who doesn't have very much muscles and you can't really support your own weight yet, how are you gonna swim laps in the pool? You can't.
True.
So it's like you gotta learn things differently. Even if you're not scared of the water, you can float, you can kick, but you can't do it very long. So it's like you can't really move up. You can, but we also have to accommodate to you because you can't do the same thing other people would do.
Right.
But when I teach them, anybody, I generally don't go to the list. But if things aren't working out, or there's something that's clearly like gone wrong, or like they can't advance past a certain point because they're not doing something right or doing several things wrong, I go back and I go back to the very beginning and like, okay, let's like see what you can do, what you're doing wrong, and maybe your breathing wrong, or your kick's messed up. Like what's wrong.
And I noticed that it's like whenever you have a problem, like it's always good to just go back to the basics, go back to like the simplest thing of it. Like when we'd be at practice, when Zafran would make us fucking kick off the wall. Yeah, and then just streamline, and that's all you do. And like like we already know how to swim. We'd been and doing people it for why are we doing this? This is dumb and all that. Exactly, we done this already. But it's like no, there's a like baseball players. They go back to tee work. They put the tee up and they practice using that. I mean, even with me, whenever I'm training too, like I go in and like I'm doing the same fucking workouts that I was doing since like day one. And I don't know what it is. Something about going back to the very basic, very simple maneuvers that you learn about it, like is something. And I don't know why is that? Why is it that?
So generally, because like there's a difference between like your performance, like versus like a practice. Like imagine like in a meet, when that's like your performance, right? That's the major thing. Yeah. Versus like a practice where you're just like doing whatever. Like if you're at a performance and you're doing your stroke, you only have one chance. You're not going over and over and over again. You're just doing that one thing one time. Yeah. So if you mess it up, it's like, well, you messed up your one chance. So in practice, that's why you do it over and over and over again, these small things, so that whenever you do your performance, it's second nature. Yeah. You don't have to remember to like keep your head down when you're going out in a streamline or anything like that, or like kicking the right tempo or breathing right tempo. None of that, because it's automatic now. You'll have it ingrained. And even then, that thinking that, oh, it's automatic, I don't have to worry about it. That's flawed too, because not everything is. Yeah. Like breathing is automatic. You remember how to breathe. Yeah. But things like you might forget something real quick. You might forget something, little small thing. So you go back to basics. Oh, right, I was completely ignoring this little small thing, and then you go back to the performance.
My fucking chin keeps going.
Yeah, and then now you remember. Okay, put it down, and you consciously know that this is what was wrong. Yeah. And now your time improves, and it's like the same thing. And it applies to everything. It applies to like all your job. Whatever. Like if you're like a I don't know, some kind of like if you're an athlete, all that stuff. If you're training artist, instinct. You're training. It's like you gotta know everything, and you gotta always be training. It's like muscles. If you stop working out, your muscles aren't gonna stay toned. They're gonna go away. Yeah. So you gotta keep working everything out, even the smallest little thing. Yeah. Or everything I'm doing.
No, I hear you, man. That's good. And then, like, I guess if you get a kid, how do you keep it fresh for this kid? Like, how? Well, in that way, in that regard, what I mean is like, how long do you spend time with a kid? Like, what is the average time you spend with the kid?
Like the whole
process.
Yeah. So, it really depends on how the kid is, I would say, because it really depends on how they respond to the teaching. If I'm teaching a kid, and he's just not responding to it, like he just like either they don't want to do it or just the way I'm teaching it isn't working out with them. Okay. Stuff. Maybe we're moving to someone else, because if it's been like months and there's been no progress, or they aren't moving past a certain point. Yeah, we'll try it with someone else, and maybe that like different like fresh pair of eyes will kind of have a different way of doing it. I get you, and that works out pretty well. But generally, we have them for like a few months. If it's like a really rough case, it's like a few months, maybe a year, in the same level. Yeah, ideally, it'll be a few months, or we're moving them up about like every 3-4 months or so. That's cool. And it depends too, because if it's like they're blocked by things like age, which happens sometimes, like it's kind of rare, but it happens sometimes. Like if it's like a 2-year-old who's in a toddler class, which is like, it's not bad, but they know how to do
That's
everything.
like a kid being held back. Like.
Yeah, but it's like you're 2 years old.
Yeah.
You can't go to these more advanced levels, but you know how to swim already. It's kind of weird. You're 2 years old. You don't even know how to think.
Fuck.
But
you seen them videos of them babies?
Who
the
know
babies,
how to swim,
they're fucking infants and they know how to swim.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know what the fuck they're thinking. They already know how to do that.
You can't even like. You can definitely train it, but to a certain point. You know, you can't get them to do their stroke right or get their arm, because they don't even have like that muscle formed yet. Their bones aren't even fused yet. So, so they can't even do certain things. And I've had kids who like, I try to get them just like, oh, I can't do that. It hurts. And it's like, oh, dang, like this kid's muscles aren't even formed yet. Like it would hurt him to extend his arm all the way. Yeah. So he can't do it properly. So that means like he can't really do it for long distances because the way he has to swim to accommodate for his like childlike body, because he's a child, it just debilitates. It's like his body's holding him back from like leveling up, and it kind of sucks because a lot of kids will be in the same level for a long time because they like literally cannot be moved up. Wow. And eventually they just like they kind of quit out. And I think that's the right choice, because I know it's like maybe from a business standpoint it's not a good idea, but from like a real life standpoint it is a good idea. This kid can't progress right now. He can keep practicing the same thing. But you're gonna be wasting money. Just go home, practice look at what we're doing, and just practice that over and over again. When he gets older and stronger and bigger, then have him. Yeah, because
not everybody needs swimming lessons to learn how to swim. Like you know, like I mean, that's how I learned. My fucking mom just grabbed me by my fucking ankles and threw me to the pool and like damn near drowned. You know, but like I think it's crazy because like it's honestly I think getting swimming lessons is a luxury. Like, I think the business you're in is a luxury business. It definitely is. Yeah, definitely is. It's definitely a luxury business because, like, who the fuck has the money and time to, like, oh, I'm going to send my kids to swimming lessons?
Because even just having access to a body of water that you can safely swim in is a privilege. Yeah. I would say if we could, every kid mandatory needs to know how to swim. Yeah. The amount of kids that die from drowning, not knowing how to swim is absurd.
What do you mean? What's the number? I don't know.
It's really high. Like a lot of kids die from swimming. The problem is that even swimmers die from swimming because they get overconfident. But if a kid falls into a pool and no one's around, they're gonna drown. Like it sucks, but it happens. It happened to a kid who went to one of the schools that I worked at, and not the school I worked at, but another one in the same company. And there was a kid who fell into the pool, who someone I knew taught, and the kid swam out of the pool. He fell in by himself. They didn't even realize it. For like the cameras were on, and they show him. He falls in, and he knows what to do. He's 3 years old, and he knows what to do. And the mom came and like hugged the teacher and was like, "Your teaching saved my kid's life. Like we weren't able to help him." And I was like, "That's something." And she was like crying, and the instructor was like crying too. And I was like, "That's amazing.
That's a crazy thing to tell somebody. It is that you saved my life. You saved my son's life. Yeah. Like bro, like fuck. I mean, and just this is going on a dark twist, but like the guys, the fucking that's how the surgeons, how they develop that God complex. Yeah. Because it's like you're constantly hearing that, oh, you saved my life, or like I have the power to end your life right here or right now. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like it's a different state of mind too. Like if you're like a weird person, it's definitely gonna affect you more than if you're like a more humble, person. But yeah, for sure. Like yeah, and it's a drug. It's like it can get like addicting, I guess. But like for this is different because like we don't get that kind of gratification. That's a very rare thing, which is good. We don't want kids to fall into pools every day and tell us, "Oh, you saved my life," or "My kid died." We don't want that to happen. You know, we want that's never happened. We want hopefully it never happens at all. But if it does happen, we want them to know to get out of the pool.
And honestly, like I think, bro, like being in the water is just the most like, it's the most
like liberating
thing. Like I remember being like after practice, you know, we weren't training nothing, and you just be chilling in the water, and like even water polo, when we go, like you go to the deep end and you just like floating in the middle. Yeah. Your eyes are closed. It's silent. This the sound that water makes when it's nothing's moving, and then you're just there floating and like you're in space almost. It's so freeing.
Yeah, I mean that's like the basis of like sensory deprivation therapy. Really? Like you put headphones on you. You go into some kind of like bed thing that makes you feel like you're weightless, and then like the headphones make it so you can't hear. Yeah. Maybe you wear like a blindfold, it's dark in there, and like you just hear like a very like soothing noise, almost like whenever you're in water, you don't hear anything but like a noise of just kind of whatever. And like you can't usually your eyes are closed, and you're weightless. So it's like that kind of thing. So just making you focus on one thing. All your other senses are gone. Just one thing, and you just feel ultimately relaxed, like Zen. Yeah. And you're just like you're in that zone.
It's crazy.
And like that's kind of what to do with that. But yeah, there are like I think I don't know if it's Down syndrome or autism, but if one of those, whenever you're underwater, they feel like they have that feeling of like peace because everything's just so loud, so many things going on, and then you go underwater, and they're at peace. And a lot of kids like when we have those, like they'll go underwater and do that, and it's like. We have to be understanding of the fact that they want to be down there. It's like, I don't want to be up here. I want to be down here. Even if they can't, swim and they can't really get out by themselves. So we kind of like let them be underwater for a little bit, but just a little bit, like, or put them on their back to where their ears are on the water, something like that. Make it nice for them. Yeah. Instead of being like, hey, why are you doing that? And yell at them. That's the opposite. They don't, it's somewhere you go, so much noise going on. Don't add to it, Yeah. That's different. But yeah, it is nice though.
Would you like, I don't know, just thought just popped in my head, but like, would you like be like would you become like a contractor in a way, like a swimming coach contractor, and like make your brand, like yourself, the business? Like,
I thought about that. Running a business is a whole separate thing. Yeah. But if it was just like I was an independent contractor, just going to different people's houses and teaching them how to swim, I would do that. There's jobs like that already out there
for sure.
And Ozan was talking to me about this last time too. If I would do that, if I think it's a good strategy, I think it is. You get paid a lot more, and you have to teach the way you want to teach, which is for me that's the main thing. Like if I got paid the same, but it was one it's structured, it's safe, and the other one you can do whatever you want to do. I would do the one that I want to do because I can teach them the way I want to teach.
And obviously, like you got to get some type of certification, some type of licenses to do something like that.
There's actually no licenses that you need. Certification, I think you just need the CPR. Maybe like even the lifeguard one, just to have that. But if you're in someone's house, not gonna have a backboard and like a buoy and all that stuff. Yeah, you would just get them out of the water, I suppose. But again, that wouldn't happen because you're directly watching them. You're not with the group, or even like with the whole school. You're just one on one, maybe 1 on 2, maybe 1 on 4. But like you're with them all, and maybe their parents are there too. So it's not a big deal.
And I feel like you could also like outsource to like older people. I feel like they'd be like more comfortable having this like private dude come to my house. And
my where I get my haircut, the lady asked me if they teach adult classes because her and her friends want to learn how to swim. We don't, unfortunately, but I was like that's a good market.
Give me your number, girl. I got you.
That's a good market to tap into though. Like not like it is actually, and like because it's like adults, you don't know how to swim, like you said earlier, like it's crazy. And it's like because like a lot of adults don't know how to swim.
And and you're not stealing people's money. You're not backstabbing them. You're not lying to them. No. You're giving them a life skill.
Look, I'm teaching you something that you're gonna use for the rest of your life whenever you want, or I mean if you need it, like if you're gonna drown, but also if you just want to go swim.
Yeah, you can do that and not be afraid to be like, oh shit, I don't know if I want to get in the water. You know what I'm saying? Because
like if you just teach someone how to float, or even just to be comfortable in the water enough to, let's say, I can't touch the bottom of the pool, it's too deep. Let me just sink down, jump off the bottom, and now I'm up. Do that, but you have to be comfortable and calm in that state of mind to do that. So if you get them just to be able to get into that mindset, that's good enough.
Isn't it crazy how like water like does not speak? It's like no emotions, but it's so oppressive. Like it's like just the energy. Water's energy is just like
it's freeing and oppressive at the same time.
Fuck yeah, because it's so absolute.
It's absolute.
It's everywhere. And I don't know. Like I said, like you were saying, like being able to go out and just fucking like I don't know. I remember growing up and we go camping and we go to the river and shit, and then you get on a fucking rope swing and you just swing off and let whatever happens, and then you fall into deep ass water. Yeah, like that's such a fun thing to do. Like it's crazy how some people have not experienced just a tiny little like speck in my life. But me, like I remember that being as like the craziest thing I used to do was like being able to jump from trees and jump from ropes into deep water.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's a privilege to you, like to have that kind of thing. Like I said, like just having access to a body of water that you can safely swim in that won't give you like brain-eating bacteria. I mean, like or like a disease because that's a real thing. That happens a lot.
Dude, it's crazy. I was talking to somebody else about the Ganges River and like how the motherfuckers just like shower in that gray water.
Well, because people also like dump their like feces in it and stuff like that. And dead bodies and things like that.
And that's supposed to be like a holy river.
It's a holy river, yeah. That's kind of why they can't regulate it. But it's like that's a whole different thing. I don't really know anything about that, but I've just heard about
Yeah, I heard.
it.
I mean, I don't know shit about it either, but I just.
But yeah, it is like that is kind of gross, but it's like okay, like it's not our thing, I guess. But I think people are dying. Like actually, people are dying because of all of the disgusting stuff in the water. Because people also drink from the water.
Yeah. Same here, bro. You drive around and see them signs that stage 1 water thing, bro.
Oh, that's because of water conservation. There's no water.
Yeah.
And you see people like water the lawns with fucking 10 sprinklers. And
Dude,
it's like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah.
And well, I mean, you see, like if you're not just aware of whatever the fuck's going on, bro, you just like you're living your day-to-day life and you just see the sign, you're like, oh, and you just keep going. Like you don't think about that shit. So it's like, even here, my mom like, bro, like what are y'all doing? And you driving on the street and you see them dudes like watering the grass same time of the day, middle of the day. Like, bro, you're watering your grass in the middle of the day? What are you, fucking retarded? Like, come on.
You're gonna dry up like right away.
Yeah, you just dry it. Well, that cooks your grass. It's just like you're not doing shit. You're not doing a fucking thing.
The thing that lawns are stupid already. Lawns came in because the rich people had lawns, and when they made like suburbia, you know, like they started putting like lawns in the houses, and it's like it's a stupid like people are always like, oh, look at my lawn, look how nice it is. Like it's that kind of thing. It has no actual purpose. Like if we built houses that were this is a whole different thing, but like housing in the United States is horrible.
Yes. No, I work with a whole bunch of houses.
Like you know about the whole single family housing law.
Those are production homes.
Yeah. So you can only make production homes. You can't do anything else. Like if you go, I mean, if you go to other places like New York, they have like homes and apartments and businesses all in the same. Yeah. Because they can do that because they have them for so long. It's before the law was made, so they can do that. Other countries have it. If you go here, like if you're here at your house, where do you go if you want to get food?
Grocery store.
Right, but
fast food place.
Can you walk there?
I can
efficiently though. Can you walk there?
Yeah.
In 5 minutes?
Yeah, I can. Well, I mean, I live Walmart.
Oh wait, okay, yeah, you live right here. But
so if you're some other Joe, like you, where you live
deeper, where I live, I can't do that. I have to walk like 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, I have to have a car. Yeah, I have to get on the road and go to a car. Yeah, you're lucky because you live right here. But people who live even deeper in your own neighborhood can't do it like that. They have to get into a car. Yeah. And it's like
if you live like maybe like 5 houses down, I wouldn't walk. You know,
it would suck. And it's like that's what I mean. Like it's like a really big problem. People have their giant ass lawns. It's like this is a waste of space.
But I mean, but that's different because like you know New York, you live in New York or Philly or something like that, and I mean you could walk to the grocery store like right there. It's down the streets everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And people got their little stores attached to where they live.
To them. Yeah, that's a really good thing. But that's illegal here unless it was built before that law was made. So
yeah, man. I don't know. I think it's well. I mean, like I said, it's a cool thing to see like houses being built, but it's also crazy just seeing like growth here. Like I remember when Springs like was just like even Hopper. Well, I remember watching Hopper being built. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
Or like before Fiesta and all that was here, it was just empty. Like it was all
everything
empty.
was all empty. It was empty. Grass everywhere, and like my dad went. I told you my dad went to Springs, and like he's like, bro, I remember when it was just like field, and all it was just Springs was there, and he said like there was like crickets and frogs to be in the halls of Springs, like crazy shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's how it was in Duryea because there's nothing there. It's just fields.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how like everything's growing, man, but. Yeah, the have you heard of that project they're making out in like Saudi Arabia or something like that? Or
the really bad ones, yeah.
They got the line.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so dumb.
That's like when I hear about it, when I think of it, when I see it, I think of like the Umbrella Corporation, like buildings.
Yeah, it's one of those like rich useless projects that's actually like it's not even just rich and dumb. It's actually harmful.
Yeah. I mean, because you're cutting, like, even though it's a desert and shit, but you're cutting an ecosystem in half.
They are. And they're also going through a mountain when they can scoot back, you know, because it's a desert, you can just scoot it back and not go through a mountain. But I'm guessing because like, it's going to look cool. We go through a mountain. Yeah. And it's like, not to mention the fact that it's going to be made out of mirrors on the outside, which will just cook whatever is out. Yeah. And it'll also raise the temperature of the ground, which will raise the temperature of the earth because of all that heat being affected.
What the fuck?
Because the thing about this, if you it's like a magnifying glass. Like if you put like your hand out in the sun, okay, it's kind of warm, but now put it through a lens or reflect it, and now it's even warmer. Yeah. It's more concentrated. So it's like now it's like.
I always thought that was cool. Like in the movies, like you see it. Like, and then you actually do it, and it's like, oh shit, it actually works.
It actually works. Yeah. And it's similar, not the same thing, but it's similar to that. It's like it'll be more powerful and it'll like cook the earth, basically. I mean, it's just the desert, so it won't kill. Yeah. There's nothing right there to kill, but it'll still make the ground hotter, which will make the earth hotter, which will make like the thing
I get the
hotter,
idea. I get what they're trying to do, but like like you're not really thinking. Like you're thinking in like movie, like this would be cool.
Yeah, this will be cool
because it looks fucking awesome.
It does look cool. Like I feel like this is a really cool like cyberpunk look to it. Yeah, and it's like but like now imagine living in it. It's like what, like a mile. It's bigger than the Empire State Building, right? Like from ground to top.
200. Oh, I don't
like a skyscraper. That's how tall it's gonna be. Really? And it's like there's like lower levels and high levels. So it's like, well, if you're in the lower level, you would never see sunlight a day in your life. Because you're up there, and it's like, oh well, it's okay because it's gonna be green.
There's all the workers. And
and it's like I mean, we know how it's it's gonna be like a slum. It's gonna be horrible as hell. Yeah, and it's like, how would you even
underground gambling?
It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be the worst thing in the world, and it's like just like you'd be like eternally depressed in there.
Yeah. Maybe it would be a good idea for like a hotel, but not like for permanently living there.
Yeah, maybe a hotel, but also the fact that it's that big. It's just unnecessary. Mm-hmm. And also because like you wouldn't. It's huge. It's like you wouldn't even be able to get food across the whole thing. It's like they're saying they're gonna have like some kind of like futuristic train, like it's just like a subway.
Yeah, one that
and it's
goes
like,
from this
but
way
it goes from one to the other. It was like, what if
like
it breaks?
Yeah,
but if it breaks down, how are you gonna get from one to the other? You can't. You can't walk through that. It's miles and miles long. Yeah. It's not made to be walked. It's made to be used.
Like you can't go ride your skateboard. You can't go ride your bike.
No.
Like
you're also confined to probably a little tiny house, and it's like, it's like the worst thing ever. It's like, why would anyone want to live there? No one's gonna want to live there.
I think it's people that are like dumb and have money and they're like,
maybe like cool. They probably live on.
But
top,
they'll probably get out of it.
Yeah, I mean it'll probably be like a summer home where they go there for like a day or two and then leave.
Yeah.
But at that point it's just gonna be another big dumb thing in the desert. But it's just like a whatever. If that's what they want to do, let them waste their money. I guess I don't know. But
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And then like that's what I'm saying. Like me, like whenever I think of things, like the first thing I think about is death. So it's like I don't know, like if you live there, like how are we gonna have funerals there? Like what is it gonna be like when like somebody dies?
Like that's something that's not accounted
just
for.
Throw them off the fucking wall.
Yeah, fucking go all the way to the top. And then it takes a few days to go all the way to the top, and then fucking throw them out, and then just gonna kick them. And they kicked alive, and you just like it's
fucking
like,
vultures.
Like,
hey, Grandpa.
But yeah, it's just like I think it's like people don't really see it like that back because they don't notice how big it is. Like it's taller than the Empire State Building.
It's crazy.
Which I think
motherfuckers out there, and they're fucking rich.
They're loaded as hell.
They're loaded. Yeah.
They also just bought one of the oil fields in Texas, the biggest oil field in Texas.
Oh really?
Yeah. Saudi Arabia owns it now. Abbott sold it to them. Even though he's like, oh, immigrants are bad, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I guess he's. It's almost like he's a liar or something. I don't know. But
who would have fucking thought?
Who would have thought? Yeah, But yeah, like they're just getting money and money and money. Yeah. So it's like, I guess if they want to blow their stupid shit, let them blow their stupid shit. Even though they've already made plenty of stupid shit that's failed really bad.
Yeah.
Let them make more. I guess it's funny, haha, it's funny, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not forcing anybody to live there, so it's like, it's not bad, I guess, but it's like.
And same thing with, a lot, dude, like the Mexicans, man. Mexicans, they're running it over here. All the oil fields, all the energy, like all the.
Immigrants in general, they're running everything.
Well, it's the wealthy families that are buying. They'll buy the name to be able to use Shell, but all them fucking oil rigs, all them fucking them plants out there. Like if you go Port Arthur, the Port of Houston, majority of them they're owned by some Mexican company. Pemex. Pemex is coming up.
Yeah. Because the Road Richest guy used to be a Mexican guy. The Road Richest man. Before it was Elon Musk or Bill Gates.
Oh, really?
The richest guy was a Mexican guy.
Look at
he owned like he owned like a cell phone company, and like a bunch of other stuff. And I think like he owns Pemex. I think, or like one of the oil ones, and like through some kind of shell company or something.
Yeah, I was over in A-Leaf and I seen it at Pemex, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And like, Pemex here in Houston?
I was like, Pemex in Houston. Yeah. Even like Oxo's now too, wasn't it? But like it's kind of funny, but it's like. At the same time, it's like, okay, I guess it's good. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just another place.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, at work, like, when I do custom homes in the big-ass mansion, those like 18,000 square foot houses, majority of them like Hernandez and all these like Hispanic last names, and it's
they're coming up.
Yeah,
they're coming up.
Well, that and too, and then like cartels, like they're sending their kids up here, man. None of them kids live over there.
Yeah,
Their kids don't live in Mexico.
Why would you? Yeah.
Yeah, no. If I was in that shit, man, 100% send my kid over here, let him get the education over here, and they're doing their thing over here, fucking loaded. They're fucking like 18-year-old kids, like loaded, big ass house.
Yeah, I mean it's the same shit with like other like Russian oligarchs' kids over here.
Yeah.
Or even like the corrupt ass American people of the fuck ton of them will have their the kids obviously live here.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just all that stupid shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Crazy shit. Crazy world we live in, bro. Like how that didn't and it's like you can't escape that. Like it's there. It's in your life, and those people live amongst you.
The top like the 1% of the richest people on the earth, they own 33% of the money in the whole world.
Whoa.
Which is 1% of people own a third of the world's money. A third of the world's money.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
And like when you just saw it, it's here and also in the UK, like what happened with the prime minister?
No.
Okay, well she got put into place and she's out already. She got put in like last month.
Explain.
And she's out now. So they got a new prime minister, which is like a president sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, we're gonna make taxes low. We're gonna like reduce inflation and all that. Like she's a conservative candidate.
Mm-hmm.
And she did that stupid shit where they cut taxes for the rich.
Mm-hmm.
It's that whole thing. It's Reaganomics that Ronald Reagan did.
Mm-hmm.
It's called trickle-down economics. We're like, we cut the tax for the rich,
mm-hmm.
which means they have more money, which means they'll spend more money, which means they'll have more money in the economy, which means our country will go up. Except it's never worked. It's been proven to be not worked at all. It hasn't worked since they did it when Reagan was president. It's never worked.
When was Reagan president?
Like 1984.
80s, yeah.
Yeah, and it's proven to be completely stupid. It has no work. The reason they do it though is because
it sounds good.
No, it's because they're rich. They're already rich, and their friends are rich, and everyone who gives them money is rich. They help each other out, and it drives the country down because if you give the rich tax cuts, so they're paying less taxes. The people who have the most money, the tax is what builds the country, right? So it's like all of a sudden you're getting a lot less now because of the taxes for the rich. Then the country has less money to build shit and do shit, and people are always like, like I don't want high taxes, like whatever, communism, whatever. And it's like you realize that this is even worse than that because they're saying tax rich people more and tax like people with less money less. And they're always like, no. And it's like, it's sort of dumb because I forgot what they called it, but it's like like maybe I'll be rich in the future. So I don't want these policies to be in place, but it's like, you're not going to be rich.
You're giving them hope.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's like, what is it? I forgot what they called it, but they called it like a down on their luck millionaires. Like everyone's just like a down on their luck millionaire. Like, we're just going to get back up there sometime. Even though you've never been there.
One day. We'll be
there. Yeah, we'll be there one day. I'm just down on my luck right now.
Yeah,
but,
even I say it's stupid shit. Like
everyone wants to believe that. Yeah. But the problem is that
that American dream.
But people support like those bills that just make your life harder, makes you more broke. Like if all these things were subsidized by the government, healthcare, education, if they were paid for by the government with the rich people's money, like it's the 1% that owns 33% of the world's money. If all of that money, not all that money, but just a fair share of that was with the like the amount of money that we make or common people make compared to like how much we give in taxes was like a big amount.
Yeah.
Compared to how much rich people make and how much they give in taxes, they give like nothing of what they make to taxes. They give out more money than we do because they have more money, but they give out less in proportion. So they should be giving out like a lot more to taxes. But because all those tax cuts and loopholes, they don't. But if they did, then you and I would have free healthcare, free education, all that stuff. Our taxes would probably be free to do, and it's like all these things. Like it would be a lot better for us.
It would,
right?
Yeah.
But they would have a lot less money too.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be rich.
There wouldn't be that sense of like competition, and then
no, there would be.
You think so?
Yeah, there would be.
Yeah,
yeah. They're still gonna be rich.
Okay.
They're just gonna be not as rich.
Yeah.
Not even half. They're gonna be.
Is that practicing philanthropy? Is that what solves it, or what solves that?
No. It's just being sensible with these things. Like, like if it's like right now. You know how inflation is really high right now?
Yes.
Right? You know how all the prices for all the products are going up right now?
Mm-hmm.
And gas is going up right now?
Yeah.
All that. Why do you think it's going up?
I don't know. I think, I don't know. I'm kind of an idiot. I think, well, definitely, I think there's a million factors of why that is. Mm-hmm. There's 100. I mean, shit going on the other side of the world, shit here, morals and ideologies changing here in the States. Like, that's the one thing that changes it for sure. Availability, I mean, the price of resources is definitely one of them that affects it, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know. I think that's kind of like...
So, like, things are more expensive to get. Yeah. So more expensive for us to get things.
Just, I mean, the reason I said this because, like, I mean, like, I see where, like, the price of lumber, the price of metal, just for the price of for any of those resources.
The raw materials.
Raw materials are just increasing because they're harder to get.
Yeah. So that's the logical conclusion to come to, which makes sense. And then you think, okay, well, that's obviously it's going to happen.
Right.
During the pandemic and even now, companies have made more profit than they have ever. They're at their highest right now. They're making the most amount of money right now, which means when they're making the most amount of money, everything they sell should go down in price because they're making so much money. They can afford to put the price down. So then we think, oh snap, it's so cheap. Let's buy even more, and then they're gonna go even higher, right? Versus whenever things are hard, the prices go up because it's hard for them. So to stay in business, they make things cost more. So right now, they're making record-breaking amounts of money right now. So everything should be going down.
Who is?
Companies.
Okay.
Like Apple, Google, all that. Like every company is making the most money right now.
Like tech companies?
Not even tech company. Everything.
Everything.
Like everything you see in the store, all that stuff.
Okay.
Like even Walmart, all that. Like everything's making the most money right now. But they're also paying their CEOs a fuck ton of money more right now. And it's like the CEO who doesn't do shit, sits in an office all day, jacks off, whatever, you know. And it's like, and it's like the profits for executives has gone way up. Yeah. The profits for companies has gone way up. But then why have layoffs gone way up too? Why have wages stagnated? They're not paying their workers more, but they're making a lot more money. This is what should happen when they get a lot more money. They should be paying people more. They shouldn't be letting them go. That's when you pay your workers more because you had a really good year.
Okay.
The best year you've ever had. Instead you fire them, you pay them less money, or you don't pay them more money.
Yeah.
You make prices go higher.
Yeah.
That's greed. That's like you get what you're getting the money. Now you gotta do your part and make it better.
So
but
you think some of these people got like addicted to greed? Like it's like it's a greed thing.
I mean, for 100% a greed thing. Yeah. Like that we try to pass laws against those things, like price gouging for oil.
Okay.
People are like, oh, oil is so high because of all the crises and all that, whatever, and Joe Biden and all that stuff, and it's like, it's not. They can make the price of oil whatever they want. They can just sell it for whatever they want. Yeah. Regardless of it's like if it reflects what the price should be, like on how much oil there is, how much is being made, how much is gonna be made, how much we're using, all the factors that like mathematically contribute to how much like oil should be.
Yeah.
But somehow it's way higher.
Yeah.
That's called price gouging.
Okay.
And they're trying to pass law. They try to pass laws to make that illegal, and the Republicans blocked it. And it's like, oh, that would be unfair to business, and like, oh, then it's like all this bullshit, and
the poor are gonna stay poor.
And it's like, but this would actually help the poor, and it's like, it's
like, as I've gone more, wiser and like, just living life, becoming more aware of things, like this conservative shit don't sound bad at all. I'm like
that's the problem though. The conservatives are the ones who blocked the bill.
Oh, okay. So
that's what I'm saying.
Both. Look, what I'm trying to say is like some of the shit that they say is I can't understand.
It's not what they're saying that's wrong. It's just that they say things like, oh, family values and all that, right?
Okay.
Right, and then they go and cheat on their wives, and they go and fuck kids, right? They're all hypocrites, and they go say, oh, we need to keep taxes low, we need to help the common man, but then they block price gouging bills. They say, oh, we care about veterans, and they block the veteran healthcare bill.
So what is your don't know if I could. I like politics. We can talk about politics, but like, are you into politics? Like, are you? What do you?
I wish I wasn't. It would be so much better if I just didn't know anything about. Oh man. What do you mean, like political party or like ideals?
Both.
Well, political party is kind of separate from all that. It's just vehicles. But
when you go to vote, what do you?
I vote Democrat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
I would say I'm pretty. It's because in America we have a warped sense of what left, right, and center is.
Okay.
Like our left is the world's center. Our like right is like way right in the world.
Okay.
And our center is just kind of right.
Like you got to choose one or the other.
Yeah. It's because like imagine here whenever they say, oh, the radical leftists want to like make healthcare free. That's like normal things in every other country. That's center in every other country. That's just normal. That's just business as usual in every other country. Yeah. Radical left is like anarchy. Like that's like what the radical left is in the rest of the world. But here they say, oh, the radical left sounds scary. They want to make healthcare free. And it's like they want people to live better. They want people to live better. Yeah. And it's like that's just normal things in the world. And then over here you say, right wing things like I don't know. Everyone should be able to have a gun regardless of limited background checks, no mandatory training, no permit, all that stuff. Anywhere you want permitless carry. That's like way right wing in the rest of the world. Yeah,
I think definitely you need to have like some type of background checks.
Because there are background checks, but they're just not very good right now. And you can get around them. You see how many people are crazy and they actually have them. Oh, you passed the background check. Like the kid who shot up fucking Uvalde, he passed the background check. And it's like,
and that was a crazy.
And he was 18. Kid. Yeah, and he was crazy as fuck. And it's like first of all, like the age is really low. They need to raise that age up. Yeah. Second of all, I feel like
21 for sure.
21, if not higher, but I guess that's whatever.
That's for drinking. That's for everything.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And then mandatory training is when I think should be happening because even our cops aren't trained right.
And they just be popping people.
And they just be popping people, and it's like now you saw what happened in Florida when those two the road rage people, like the two guys who had road rage, and they shot each other's cars in the road, and they shot each other's daughters on accident. They were having road rage incidents. Like no one knows how it started, something like that. I think it was like someone cut someone off and they got mad, started yelling shit. They threw water bottles at each other, and then like one of them took his gun out and just started shooting, and then like drove off.
That's what
I'm
saying,
they shot
bro.
One of them's daughter.
I don't be speeding. Like, I don't be fucking. If somebody cut me off, I don't be honking at nobody. I'm like, you do your thing, you do your thing. I ain't gonna
like,
even
but
worry
these
about
two people,
cause...
these are people who are okay. Think about it like this. Look at like what people say. Oh, real men, real masculinity. It's like we're real men. Like are alphas and they protect their family and they have guns and we don't take shit. And it's like so if someone does it to you, they think real man has to get mad. Mm-hmm. That's a real bitch. It's not a real man.
That's exactly right. You know me, bro. You know how I used to think.
Yeah, I know how you used to think, and then now how you are now, and it's like you were like that, and then now you're like, no, that's dumb.
Well, because but like I said, like you don't know until
you got it through experience. So like you didn't like, and I don't know. I would tell you that, and you're like, no, fuck that, and it's like, but now you're like, yeah, you understand, because you understand. You found your own path. You know how it is, and like like I would say you're a real man now. Like you're like you know what you want. You're not like. Oh, I'm the toughest one in the round. I'm whatever. No, that's people who are like what do they call when they're like commenting or something? Like whenever you're like insecure. Who are insecure.
Oh, hell, my insecures were out.
People
they were
who
out
are,
there.
People who are insecure, like I'm the real man. Oh, look at all these beta males. Those are people who are insecure about themselves.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they're watching like YouTube. They're following these people.
Yeah, who are like be manly. Like fuck
you
women.
Can't cry.
Yeah, don't cry.
You know
like women should be below us. Whatever.
Yeah,
like,
you should be able to own women.
Yeah, own women. And it's like have a gun. Like don't let the government do whatever. It's like
okay. Well, that. Right there,
owning a gun is fine.
I think every man needs to have. I think every household man needs to have a gun. Like I think every household needs a weapon.
More guns have just led to more deaths. That's been proven to the United States.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's gonna help your chances. It's not. It doesn't increase your chances for survival. You know what I'm saying? But it's better to have a fucking gun whenever somebody else has a gun, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like you're stuck with a baseball bat and this motherfucker has a shotgun, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like if it's hypothetically, but somebody comes into my house, bro, like I'd rather have a fucking gun.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like if someone came to your house to just rob something, and are you gonna shoot them? Are you gonna take their life because they came in to rob you? Most robberies you are.
Yeah.
Most robberies don't don't usually end with the
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
But having a gun with you
yeah.
increases that chance tenfold. Versus if you didn't have a gun, I understand the fact that it's like, okay, what if they come in and they're gonna shoot me? Yeah. Robbers aren't gonna shoot you. They wouldn't. That would only make things way worse.
Yeah. No, that's just me like thinking.
That's what I'm saying.
I haven't experienced. I wouldn't know.
That's what I mean by like logically, these things sound okay. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But then you see it in practice. The UK and the US have about the same amount of crime, like same rate of crime, but the US has 10 times more deaths because of crime. Because of guns, because of how many guns there are everywhere. Like, look, those two guys, they probably thought the same thing. Oh, guns are good. And then like they said, oh, I'm going to use my gun for whatever. They use their gun to shoot at each other in a fucking road rage incident.
Dude, that's what they're used for. Like, dude, the power, like, you've shot guns. You know what it's like.
I shot a gun.
You never shot a gun?
I want to, but I haven't. But I understand, it's a powerful thing. It's a power trip, and it feels good.
It's so crazy.
Like, I've held guns,
holding
and it feels nice. No, it feels good.
And you're just like, bum, 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 like, it's just...
Like, this is awesome. It's awesome.
So
it's badass.
It's so
but
cool.
It's not badass enough to where I'm going to be like, if you don't own a gun, you're a bitch. No. Yeah. Like, whatever. But also to the point where it's like if you just have a gun, you know how many idiots have a gun and, like, aren't trained? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if, like, you don't have to have training to have a gun.
Yeah.
You don't even need a permit anymore to have a gun in Texas.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what I mean. That's the problem.
And like definitely it's like if you like I think at one point at many points in people's lives like you I think it's normal to have some like suicidal like thinking.
Right.
At one
point. It's a shitty world, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then like let's just say you fucking have a gun and you just clip onto that just emotion that sometimes just runs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're a suicidal person.
No, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
But some, even if you're normal,
thoughts.
it happens. It happens. It's normal. You know what I'm saying? And I think once people see that thing brush by and it's like, oh shit, like maybe I should commit suicide. And then you have access to a gun, easy
suicide, yeah.
Easy, bro. That's why I fucking had to delete Reddit.
That is a topic of contention where it's like guns just aid in suicides a lot. But even then, like if you really want to get a gun, it's easy to get a gun in the United States. That's the problem. So fucking shouldn't be easy.
Fucking 12-year-old can get a gun.
They can. The access shouldn't be. It actually should be available. It should be available. It should be readily available. But it shouldn't be easy. Yeah. It should be hard. And they're saying no, it should be easier because that's what the Constitution. That's not Constitution to say that shit.
You have the right to bear.
You have the right to bear arms against a traitorous government, which means specifically for that. Sure, okay, whatever. You can interpret it however you like.
Pull the declaration right now. Let's read it.
If guns, I mean, if guns, like I'm not saying no guns. I'm fine. Guns are fine, whatever. Yeah. But I'm just saying everyone who owns a gun, whenever you say I'm gonna own a gun, that should be a big responsibility that you have to do a bunch of shit to get. It shouldn't be easy.
My dad, the minute he pulls out his Glock, bro, like that man changes. He's a different person, you know? And like that's some people. Cause like there's other people, bro, like we got a friend, his name is Bill, and he's a cool dude, but like that motherfucker got a whole armory. And he's the same dude, and some of these guys, it's kind of like how we collect little things.
No. I completely understand the collection part.
He's like, bro, I love collecting guns.
And they're like I can't stop buying them.
You can't,
but not because they're crazy.
He's a fucking millionaire too.
Okay, yeah, but not because there's some crazy. I'm gonna shoot them. No, it's because like they're just cool, and I want
fucking
more.
Awesome.
I love historical guns. I think old ass guns. I love them. I have an old gun, and it's like they're just so cool to have. But I don't really care about shooting with it. Like I'm sure it is cool to hit targets and all that stuff, but it's not really my thing. I just kind of like having them, but. Again, it's not. I don't have a gun, so I can't. I mean, I have a gun, but not like a gun.
We'll go shooting, bro. It's fun. It's fun. We'll go shooting, and like I'm telling you, he's introduced me to some crazy ass guns, man. Like, I shot a 50 cal mag.
Jesus.
Like revolver. 50 cal revolver.
Yeah.
And dude, like that thing is like a fucking like bazooka in your hand. Like,
I mean, it's also huge as fuck. Just first of all, to accommodate for that round.
Big, but bro, like it's like this. And then you got like even with all the knowledge I have, all the like training I guess that I've had on like holding guns and shooting them. Yeah. I'm experienced. I'm pretty experienced. Yeah. And like even with all that shit that I knew, like when I shot that gun like that bitch went boom, and like just the power of it just going straight up. And it's like, bro, he's like, bro, like you have to shoot in this direction, because like if you shoot in this direction, like you will kill somebody. It's gonna fire, like it's gonna go into somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like
that just like just fucking like chilling in your house, fucking shot. Yeah.
Like, bro, like you could see it like breaking.
That's what I mean. Guns are cool. Guns are awesome.
Explode.
Yeah, guns are awesome. And it's like obviously you're not gonna use that to shoot someone up. That's to be the most impractical thing in the world. Yeah. But like, that's what I mean. Guns are awesome. Okay, I think people should establish that.
Yeah.
But it's like if you made it really hard, like frustratingly hard to get a gun, the amount of people who are crazy and like or like on edge or just not like people who are suicidal, they're not gonna go through that process. I'm like, oh my god, this is such a fucking like this is so long. Oh fuck this. Or like, oh fuck, I can't wait. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna get out of here. And like, and then just
but
like
that's a picture perfect world right
it's
there.
It's a deterrent. I mean, it'd be pretty easy to do. Not gonna lie.
You think so?
I mean, if we just said, okay, yeah, it's mandatory to get training, and then you have it's like getting a license. You have to do a driver's test. You know what I mean? Like you have to do all these other things. Like
people would eventually be like, I feel like people would riot at that statement first, and then
because they're bitches. And it's what I'm saying. It's like it'd be like prohibition. You know how they took away alcohol and people fucked up over it. I mean, alcohol is like, unfortunately, alcohol, I guess for me, because I don't drink, alcohol is unfortunately like a staple of our society. It's been in humans for fucking thousands of years. Yeah,
cavemen and shit.
Yeah, like it's fermented shit. Yeah, it's forever. So okay, yeah, whatever. Alcohol really doesn't help in any way, but it's whatever.
But alcohol is so much stronger than it was then, bro.
Oh yeah,
it's so much stronger than it was.
We couldn't. I think we couldn't get past like 0.8 proof. Now we have like fucking like 13 proof. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah. But that's what I mean.
Some of that shit tastes like battery acid.
I mean, like, it literally. I mean, the higher the proof, the more it's like pure
poison.
Yeah, pure poison, just alcohol.
And you were drinking that shit, like. That's crazy, and it's
vodka,
good. This is a good year. Like what?
Fucking your liver is gone.
Yeah, my dad's like super into brandy. He's super into scotch and
cough syrup tasting like.
I'm like, bro, how the fuck do you drink this shit?
But that's what I mean. Like that's whatever. But it's like, but guns are an inherently different topic. Alcohol doesn't kill you automatically. It's a fun thing, I don't drink, but I know it's a fun thing. I mean, if it wasn't, people would be fucking dropping dead every fucking day.
Yeah, there's a reason people are addicted to things.
Yeah, but like alcohol, sure, okay, it could be debilitating, but it's not a gun. If you drink kind of stupidly, maybe you'll get into a drunk driving accident, which is an accident. Again, it's still your fault. You drunk a lot, but it's like you drove. But it's like, but it's still like a drunk driving accident, whatever. But right. But it's like that's one thing. Versus if you just get a gun and shoot someone, like you had to shoot that guy. Like if it was an accident, it's a different story. But like you can't on purpose kill someone by drinking alcohol. No. You can't on purpose shoot someone with having a gun really easily too.
Oh, there's a lot of hunting accidents too. Man.
Oh yeah, people shooting people. Yeah, that's really unfortunate because people again, they're like, oh, I don't want to wear my high vis. That's for bitches, and it's like, do you fucking wear it because you don't get shot? I know someone
like that. Oh my god. I don't want to say. But like I know people that are just like crazy into that shit, dude, and they're just like it's cool because like hunting is fun. Like it really, you're primitive, whatever the fuck you had going on, like it gets turned on when you're out there.
I get that, except for the fact that you're hunting with a fucking gun, which is like cheating. So like anyone who hunts with a gun, I'm like, you're cheating. But
you have to be boast. Like I mean, bro, hunting with a gun is hard. Like,
it is, except for the fact that because you all you do is aim and shoot, unlike a bow where they do a lot of other things.
They had muskets. Shoot a fucking deer with a musket.
Okay, but the modern muskets are rifled.
Either way, that's what I'm saying. Like
that's what I'm saying. But most people what do they hunt with a hunting rifle?
Yeah,
a rifle.
It's so cool. How is that cheating? It's hard. It's not easy to fucking.
It's not easy. But I mean the people who are like, oh, my masculine hunting instincts. It's like, dude, you're hunting with like fucking gun that they can't even see.
Some
coming.
Of them, yeah.
That like if you obviously like it's like if you shoot them in like if you kind of miss, they're still gonna die. Yeah. If it's a deer, if you're using the right caliber and all that stuff, it's just still gonna die. Yeah. If you're hunting a bear with like a small game caliber, it's not gonna kill them. It's gonna just annoy them, but it's dead. Like you're dead. You're dead. Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like it's like.
Have you ever been hunting?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, twice. When I was younger, I'm not against it like morally. I'm like, whatever, as long as you're not okay. The people who fucking hunt endangered shit, fuck y'all. That's
shit, I want me a giraffe.
That's a whole.
Go shoot me a fucking.
Yeah, giraffes are endangered. But I don't even know why people kill them. they just are endangered.
Yeah, no.
Nothing even comes from them.
Well, some of them kill them because like they have to, because like it's kind of like a they got a species, like there's a dude in there like that's like an older giraffe killing little baby giraffes, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they got to get rid of this dude. That's why some of them do that shit. But like poaching
is fucked up. But it's at least economic. People who just hunt for sport that hunt things like that, that's like really fucked up.
They're deranged.
They're rich people too. They're always rich. They're the ones who can get access to that.
Bro, like I'm telling you,
like
I know a dude that's got like what are them called? What are them? It's like the heads.
No,
bunts. Yeah. No, it's not bunts. A bust.
Bust, yeah.
I think it's called a bust.
The animal bust.
An animal bust. I think so. Yeah, whatever. But rows.
Fucking
rows of them.
A liger. A fucking albino elephant.
Is a liger real?
Liger's real.
What?
Yeah, liger's real.
I thought that was fake.
No, they're real.
What the fuck?
They're around.
And they just tiger and a lion. They just got fucked.
I'm pretty sure that they can't reproduce though. I heard what they call those kind of animals. Like donkeys can't reproduce.
What?
Yeah, donkey is. No. A mule can't reproduce.
What's the difference? Donkey. I thought a donkey was a mule.
A mule is a horse and a donkey.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, those kind of animals can't reproduce. At least like most of them can't.
I got an animal expert that'll come on here at one point. So that's cool. Pretty dope.
I used to be really into zoology. But yeah, like there's no zoology is animals. But yeah, like but yeah, anyways, like, that's something like guns are cool. Mm-hmm. I'm not debating that. That's pretty, you know, people who are like, oh, well, guns are lame. Like, no,
no, you give a fucking kid a Nerf gun, he knows exactly what to do with it.
Unfortunately, like our society is very violent and stuff like that. Like in movies, and everyone's always doing headshots. That's like really fucked up. Like headshots are really fucked up.
It's hard to do too.
I mean, not even just that. It's like imagine you're like fighting somebody.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're in a war, if you're like a moral person, like a normal human being, a rational human being, you wouldn't want to end someone else's life. If you can just get them to stop shooting at you, that's enough. Yeah. But then you go and shoot them in the head. They're dead. But if you shoot them in like the leg and the arm, they can't shoot you anymore. There's still the same thing happens. They cannot shoot you anymore. But they get to live at least, you know. Yeah. And it's like it's kind of fucked up. The headshots and all that shit. And it's like, but like I understand they're cool too. I guess
it looks cool.
I guess video games on it kind of made it. But I get it. I play video games. I know, you know, it's cool. But it's also the same thing. It rewires your brain in a way where it's like that's a normal thing.
Oh yeah.
Like that shit was not like a.
That's what I'm telling you. I had to fucking delete Reddit. Like I had to delete that.
What were you on?
I was on. Well, originally I started off because like they had cool like animal videos, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
you don't see that anywhere,
like,
right?
Yeah.
And then I got into like Nature's Metal, and that's the one where the animals like they do some fucked up shit to each other.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Then somehow in some way I just got fucking
the rabbit hole.
The rabbit. I went into the rabbit hole, and
what were you on, dude? What were you looking at?
Like executions and fucking like cartel videos, ISIS videos, and just like regular street fights and drive-bys.
Fuck shit. Yeah.
Crazy shit. I was like, what the fuck, right? And then like, bro, like you see a human. What one human can do to another human, and that like that ain't Hollywood shit. That's not video games. Like that's a real human soul right there, chopped up into pieces or blasted, fucking headshot, point blank with the shotgun.
It's nasty.
Oh my god, bro!
Like that is fucked up.
It's
like,
fucking.
They stay with you too. Like we're not meant to process those things. Like these aren't things that we're meant to process. Death we are meant to process, even though it's really hard. But like absolute brutality of those things, we are not meant to process that.
I didn't even think about brutality, bro.
Yeah, no, it's brutality. That's what a headshot is too. A headshot is it's brutality. I mean, guns themselves are brutal, but it's like you think about it back then. Muskets they didn't do that much damage. They wouldn't even go through you. Yeah. Until we invented the mini ball, or the French did. Yeah. That was the one that's like pointy. That one would go through you. That's like when the bullet became like a thing.
It's crazy, and then like, bro, like it's insane because you see that person's life leave them. Like when they fucking, I seen the one dude that had a shotgun to this guy's head, and then like he's alive, and then after that, like he's just like
Oh, a shotgun to the head. Their head is gone.
Your head, obviously, bro. But it's like you're gone.
You're gone.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and they don't even know who. There's no name. This is who this guy was. Nothing like that. It's like, no, you're just another dead dude.
Yeah, this is his life. No, he's gone. He's gone. He doesn't exist anymore. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's messed up. But it's like that's what I mean by like those like some people become like numb to that. Like, oh, that's normal things, and it's like once you stop, like, and then like those kind of people are the ones who, like, when people say, oh, you know, maybe we should have like less guns or make it harder to get guns, they're like, oh, you're just some like communist or whatever, fucking, I don't know, some shit. Yeah, and it's like, okay, but why are you saying that? Why like is it just like an instinctuary reaction to because you've been like told so many times that those people are bitches, or like what makes you think that? You know what I mean? And it's like that's what I'm trying to get at is like.
Okay.
Like they're because the whole world, like them themselves would benefit from having these increased security measures. It doesn't stop you from getting a gun unless you shouldn't be having one. Which those people are the ones people who don't want to do. Call me. Oh, hold on.
It's cool. We'll edit it out. Actually, you can put them on the podcast. Let's see what happens.
¿Qué pasó? Oh, okay. Okay. Bye. I gotta go.
You gotta go
soon, yeah.
That's right.
But let me finish this up. So yeah, basically, it's like people who are against background checks and all that stuff. It's like, why would they be against background checks? Maybe because they wouldn't pass one. And it's like, or they're scared they might not pass one.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're getting told every day, oh, they're coming for your guns.
Yeah.
And it's like they really would come for your guns if you are not gonna pass a background check. They would take it away. But they should legally have that right to, because you should not own a gun if you're mentally unstable. That's something that I think like people on both sides would agree on, as long as you're not mentally unstable.
Yeah.
And then it's like, now look at like the same thing with like training. Oh, you have the mandatory training. Oh, that's bullshit. Why? You have something that can kill somebody in an instant. On accident, even. Yeah. Like you
totally
should be 100% trained. Look at like a fucking car. Like you need all the training just to get a car. It's kind of hard to kill someone with a car. Like I mean, like if you're just driving normally. If you're driving sanely,
like, yes, but it's very easy for accidents.
Yeah,
and
people
can
who
die.
buy cars, auto
one wrong
terrorism,
turn, dog.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can if you bought a car and you put it right here in your house. Okay, I'm gonna kill somebody now. You go drive out. You have to going fast enough. I'm gonna go drive out and just hit some pedestrian. Run somebody over. But even then, they can see you coming. Yeah, they can hear you coming. They can get away. Cars aren't like. I mean, okay. If like in theory they could, right? You can't dodge a bullet.
No.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, I mean, you can't dodge it. I mean, bro, like you get a car coming at you 50 miles an hour. I freeze up. I'd freak out. Like,
so, but that's what I mean. But it is possible though. People have survived car accidents. It's like, I mean, how people survive gunshots too. But it's like, if you jump when a car's gonna hit you, you'll go over it instead of under it, which is a lot like safer. Yeah. I don't know. If you try to jump when someone's shooting you, you just get shot. You know, like, you're still gonna get shot. Like it's like a bullet travels so much faster than a car ever could. Like in the amount of time, it travels way faster. You can't think with that. You know what I mean? Like it's incomparable. Yeah. They're both bad, but one of them's like way worse. Yeah. So way cheaper. And way easier to get. Yeah. So like it's like why is it?
This was like $200.
Yeah. Why is it that they can kill people like really fast, take no training and virtually no responsibility to get, and it's like, but the car, which is a utilitarian thing that people need, takes so much more training to get, because people can kill someone on the road if you're being bad. Yeah, you can get a gun and kill someone on purpose. Way easier, way cheaper, and way faster. So it's like that should be regulated. No, I get you, man. That's what I'm saying. And it's like guns are the problem. It's just stupid people, and we should try to eliminate that as much as we can.
Stop being stupid. Yeah. That's what he's saying.
But if you're stupid, well, I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, that's good, man. That's good. I'm glad you came, man. It was really good. I didn't a lot of shit I didn't even think about. You made me think about it like right now, and like, wow, it's crazy how like.
Yeah, I mean, thinking is good. You know?
Thinking is good. Yeah. Thinking is good, man. It was good. Love you, bro. It was awesome, too, and we'll do it again soon. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Peace, everybody. Peace. Cool. That was a successful episode. They're fun, huh?
They're fun. Yeah. Really I like talking.